Hey, good Monday evening, everyone. It's weather for Weather Geeks time. Getting to this, of course, a little later than usual today, but we are getting to it nonetheless. And we do want to talk about the possibility of severe weather for the day tomorrow. First things first, though, here's what's going on just before 8 o'clock this evening. A big, beefy line of thunderstorms earlier that moved through Mansfield, approached Worcester, has weakened considerably. There's not much thunder and lightning left with this as we head into the 8 o'clock hour, but it is rain, and it is going to move through our entire viewing area as we go through the rest of the evening. Here's Youngstown right here, and Warren, Columbiana County down here, and as you can see, all this is going to pivot through for the rest of the evening. So, today was not a washout, but we have had a few rounds of these showers and storms, and that to really put a lid on temperatures this afternoon. Here's our 7 o'clock hour readings, 68 in Youngstown, similar numbers throughout the region, and the dew points, yeah, they're up there. It's humid outside. Dew points are into the 60s, even a few 70 dew points out to the west. It's a soupy air mass, and with dew points like this, not far from the temperature, we will see temperatures move very little tonight. What you see is what you get tonight. As you get up tomorrow morning, it'll feel a lot like it does right now. Zooming out and taking a look at kind of the bigger picture here, what we have going on this evening is low pressure. Let me take off the temperatures. Low pressure, which is centered right in the center of this circle right here. There's a cold front out here and a warm front up here like this. As I plot up the dew points and turn that back on, you can see that the air gradually does dry out to the north and west, up across the upper Midwest. That's the air mass that will head our way by Wednesday. But we've got one more soupy day tomorrow. This low pressure system is moving slowly, so that means that tomorrow can be another unsettled day, especially in the afternoon. Could be some heavy storms. We'll talk about that in just a second. Across the rest of the country this evening, we've got some showers and storms down along the Gulf Coast. And out west, we have the usual scattering of afternoon storms, evening storms up over the mountainous terrain of the west this evening. Where is it hot this evening? Well, no surprise, it's down in parts of the high plains where temperatures at this hour are getting well into the 90s still, even though it's well past the hottest part of the day traditionally. 90 plus, even 100 plus parts of Texas. Zoom out here, take a look at the country, and you notice the cool weather around the Great Lakes. Boy, we've shown a lot of maps like this so far this summer. Let's talk about what's going to happen as we go into the future. We'll talk about tomorrow. I'm going to bring up the latest NAM model. North American model is what NAM stands for. It's one of our short-range models that we use. I'll show you the simulated radar product here. In other words, what the model thinks the radar should look like. We're going to kick things off first thing tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. if you're an early riser. Could be a shower around. If you're going out for an early morning jog or even heading off to work early in the morning, you might run into a couple of raindrops. Here's 8 a.m. And this is when I think we start to get into a pretty decent lull in the rain for a lot of the morning tomorrow. Here's 10 a.m., not much happening. And then at noon, activity starting to fire up a little bit more out to the west. With this cold front approaching tomorrow and running into this warm and humid air mass, I think there will be some thunderstorms that start to pop up. The more sunny breaks we see, the more likely it is that we will get enough instability to produce some hefty storms tomorrow afternoon. Let me briefly take off the simulated radar product here and show you the CAPE values, convective available potential energy, tomorrow around midday. And if my computer unfreezes, we'll show you that. This is a measure of how unstable the atmosphere is expected to be, at least according to this particular computer model. And you notice there's kind of a bullseye mid-afternoon tomorrow, right around the Ohio River Valley heading into western PA. Now, these CAPE values are not through the roof, but they are high enough to warrant, saying that there's, a forecast that there's going to be a decent chance of some thunderstorms for tomorrow afternoon. We had one confirmed tornado earlier today, by the way, between Columbus and New Philadelphia down in Muskingum County. And the threat for tornadoes is not zero tomorrow. Of course, it's very, very low. But once again, tomorrow we have a decent amount of wind shear. It's a lot higher out to the east, closer to the warm front, but they don't have as much instability out to the east. We have the instability here, lower wind shear, and what we mean by shear is either turning of winds with height, in other words, different wind directions with height, or different wind speeds with height through the atmosphere. We don't have a bullseye, but we do have kind of a secondary little maxima in central Ohio around midday tomorrow. And then going into the middle of the afternoon tomorrow, let me fast forward a few hours here. Here's middle of the afternoon. You notice, again, the bullseye's out to the east, but still there's a decent amount of wind shear, and with enough instability, I think the risk of severe weather is a little higher tomorrow than it was today across our neck of the woods. Here's the CAPE values coming up shortly, hopefully. Again, based on the NAM model, it may not come up, so maybe we'll skip that. Will it show us the simulated radar? Well, no, maybe not. So it looks like we're kind of oh, there we go. There's the radar. Scattering of storms, individual little, perhaps, strong storms popping up mid-afternoon tomorrow because, again, the instability will be pretty high. Here's the CAPE values tomorrow afternoon. So what's the bottom line for you tomorrow? Morning hours, maybe there's a shower, but a lot of the time rain-free. Get into the afternoon, though, and we'll be fair game to see, a couple of strong thunderstorms around. I'm going to bring up the Storm Prediction Center outlook for tomorrow. This is the entity out in Oklahoma that puts out the official watches and warnings, mostly watches, but also produces the convective outlooks. In other words, the slight risk, moderate risk, those types of things. And here's their forecast for tomorrow, the yellow area, what they call the slight risk, or what I prefer, the enhanced risk or elevated risk of severe weather. It includes central and eastern Ohio tomorrow, western Pennsylvania as well. All right, so, that's tomorrow. We're going to have to watch out for some hefty storms afternoon and evening tomorrow. Let's fast forward to Wednesday. Here's Wednesday morning, and at this point, our cold front is out to the east like this, and a lot of low-level moisture lingering on Wednesday. It's going to be kind of a murky-looking day, I think, especially in the morning. Could be a shower Wednesday. It's going to feel a lot different Wednesday. It's going to be cooler. It's going to start to turn less humid. By Thursday, things are going to start to improve. Here's Thursday midday, and while it's not bright and sunny, and I don't believe that this is actual real precip, it'll be a nicer day. A little more sunshine on Thursday. The little green blobs, I think the model's just picking up on clouds, some cumulus clouds around. By Friday, we're in good shape. High pressure is almost right overhead. It looks sunny. And if you're looking forward to the upcoming weekend here, Saturday, probably a dry day. Sunday brings a somewhat better chance of a shower and thunderstorm, although the GFS not particularly impressed. So overall, I think it'll be a pretty nice summer weekend coming up. Wanted to finish today talking about the long range for just a second. I put this on social media the other day. This is the European ensemble model, and we're looking for heat because, of course, there hasn't been much this summer. And the European ensemble has been hinting, or even really strongly suggesting, we're finally going to get some warm weather eventually. This is the upper level wind flow next Monday, a week from today. Nothing real remarkable here. Trough in the west, a couple of dips, one off the east coast, another one in the Midwest. But as we go past early next week into the tail end of next week, take a look at what this is advertising next Thursday and Friday. Big, strong trough out in the Pacific Northwest and British Columbia, and a pretty sizable ridge across the east late next week. Let's go forward then to next weekend. So we're talking about Saturday the 23rd here. And if this were to come to fruition, this would give us a real good chance of some 90s. This is the European ensemble predicted upper-level wind flow week from this coming Saturday. So we're heading far out at a time here. This is almost a week and a half away. Big, strong ridge in the east, big trough in the west. And again, if this model has the right idea, if it's exactly right, in fact, that's a real good chance of seeing some 90s, I think, across our part of the country. But that's a long way away. Any computer model after 7 and especially 10 days, take it with a grain of salt. This is just one model. It's an ensemble model, so we put a little more weight into it. But other models aren't suggesting that kind of pattern completely. So much remains to be seen, but it's something we'll be keeping an eye on. We could have a legitimate heat wave finally in about 10 days or so. So we'll keep you up to date on that. And we'll keep you up to date on social media tomorrow with the threat for some big storms. Be sure and follow me on Facebook. Put meteorologist in front of my name. And I'm Eric WFMJ on Twitter. And check out my forecast tonight, 21 News at 11 o'clock.